What is going on, YouTube? I wanted to real quick drop my season 4 bow build guide for New World. I'm still using the bow void gauntlet. I think this is better than the bow artifact. I know the bow artifact just came out. You guys can use it if you want, but I really like this build still, man. All range damage, the void gauntlet there to really just buff that nice bow and arrow damage, right? Just pumping with the bow. So I'm still running this. I did change some stuff for my season 3 build. So real quick, super fast build guide, no montage or anything. I'm just showing you guys my gear and whatnot. On my helmet, the main thing we're going for on pretty much every piece is void harnessing for more void damage and shirking heals. Why we're doing this is because the void gauntlet now scales all of its damage with void damage. In season 3 of strike damage, now your void gauntlet's actually doing all void damage. So I put a void gem in my bow, right? Void gem in the bow. Now my bow's doing 50% void damage. This got buffed as well. It used to be 40%, so we're doing 50% bow damage, and then my void gauntlet's doing 100% void damage, and everyone's running like thrusts and whatnot, so we are stacking 50% of my damage with the void harnessing and the void rune glass. So helmet, there it is. Chest, shuriken heals, void harnessing Elliot version with the void rune glass. Gloves, putrefying scream is insane for the 32% reduced healing, and then shuriken heals, void harnessing, void rune glass again. Oops, didn't mean to unequip those, but same thing on the pants here. We're running void harnessing, shirking energy, shirking heals with the void rune glass. And then for the boots, we have the tumbler feet wraps with the shirking heals for the last perk I made. The bow, I'm still using the syncretic bow. I got Abyssal Attunement, keenly jagged, and enchanted. If you want, you could drop keenly jagged, and you could get a bow with the reduced healing. The play crits would be really good because you don't need keenly jagged with the bow void gauntlet because you have that disintegrate dot stacking all the time. On my last perk for void gauntlet, I still have slowing tether. I'm running Ankh still. Put stamina recovery as the last perk. My ring is mortal power thrust damage hardy. Ideally, I would want to swap out thrust damage for void damage. And then same earring I run in all my builds. Healthy toast, fresh toast, regenerating. That way we get those mana pot heals, some health back passively as well. For my attributes, even though I'm running 50% void damage and 50% elemental, I'm still not taking any points in intelligence for this build because it is not worth it at all. Super bad. I'm going 360 dex, 200 con. And then obviously I would run a dex food buff, and that would be the banana pudding. And this will take me to that 400 dex, 200 con. The only other split I could see you doing with this is if you wanted to be tankier, you could do 350 dex and you could go 250 con. Or you go 450 dex, 150 con if you want to be squishier. But I like 400 dex, 200 con. Do not put any points in int or strength or focus. It's just not worth it on this build. Trust me, go 400 dex, 200 con. There's some split of dex con. Those are the only two things worth putting points into for this build. Now, for the bow, this is my skill tree. Big into the single target damage. I think you guys should start being big into the single target damage too. It's really hitting hard, especially with the void gauntlet. A lot of burst damage coming out of the bow, and it's much more satisfying hitting these abilities than using all of those AoE abilities. So I'm going to tell you guys to start running this tree. Very fun. Evade shot for the stagger, pet shot for big hits, and triple rappies, of course. And use all these passives like I took here. You have to have evasive tactics. So it kind of hinders how many points you can put on the right side, but this is the best split for those abilities. And then for the void gauntlet, taking the orb of decay for that juicy slow, tether for the empower, the weaken, and the slow, right? I didn't go all the way down because you don't need this last one. And then the root for the stagger and scream. And then the big passives are going to be using harvest essence, removes 1 debuff that counts for like poisons, bleeds. All you got to do is hold that right click on the void gauntlet and it'll cleanse a debuff. And then make sure you have the harvest essence health drain is reduced by 35%. And then whenever you're ripping your void gauntlet for that 0.75 seconds, you will actually remove a debuff, which is very cool. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one, baby.